Boom, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got a special one for you guys today. The more the merrier. And you know what? It works that way in business too. You can create some good relationships. There's no limit to where you can take your business. And if you're looking to elevate where you are today, listen up to this episode. Let's get this one on the road. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you everything you want in life: prestige, wealth, freedom. It can also take everything away from you. This show is for those who are willing to take that risk. These are the real life stories of entrepreneurs. But before we start, I have one small favor to ask. Please leave a comment. It can be advice, critiques, tips, feedback, or share this with someone, because your engagement is the most valuable and most powerful form of social currency. So thank you, and welcome to another episode of Business Boss! Are you an entrepreneur or small business owner looking to take your business to that next level? Do you struggle to connect with like-minded individuals who can help you achieve your goals? Well, today we have a pair of guests who are here to help. They're the founders of BizExchange, a platform designed to connect entrepreneurs and help them grow their personal brands, give and receive referrals, and achieve financial freedom. So whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to that next level, our guests today have an expertise to help you succeed. So let's welcome to the show a pair of distinguished gentlemen, Mr. Grant Stevens and Clifford Blanquisette Jr. Now the party can begin, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
That's awesome, man.
It's kind of funny, man. I get to play with the cameras three-way. I usually only get to do two, but today we're gonna go three. All right, so let's do this like a I don't know. I guess I'm gonna do this like a rapid exchange here. I'll ask a question and we'll see. You guys can go like answer it. I don't care which one goes first. We'll just do it that way. What inspired you guys to put together BizExchange? How has it evolved over time? What is it exactly? Who wants to take this one?
Hit it, Grant.
Yeah.
So basically what inspired us to create BizExchange. So we're both commercial real estate brokers in Charlotte, North Carolina. Clifford owns the firm. We've been working together for a long time. And we do poker events, like charity poker events every so often. And so basically after one poker night, me and Clifford just stopped thinking. I was like, man, you're really missing something, you have all this knowledge, and, most people never get to meet, a person, an individual, a real estate broker, whoever that, makes, multiple seven figures a year. So I was like, dude, we've got to do something to get you connected to more people. And then we just started thinking, well, what's out there now? And we were like, LinkedIn. And it's like, well, LinkedIn's boring, and there's nothing else really out there other than LinkedIn. And we were like, we can do this better. We can make something that is, more exclusive, more modern, just overall better than LinkedIn. So then, the idea kind of came that, we were just going to create something like that. So then, we just started brainstorming, okay, well, how can we make it better? So, there's tons of features, and we can get into that later, but essentially we're a social media and networking platform for business professionals and individuals. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
All right, commercial brokers, basically trying to connect with more people, because at the end of the day, if you're not connecting with people, you're not growing your business. You are definitely a referral-based platform. So Clifford, tell me, what is it like, man? You went from LinkedIn is boring to let's do BizExchange. How's it gone so far?
Great. We launched 35 days ago. Friends and family beginning. Got 57 subscribers today on there, posting, chatting, sharing deals, opportunities, mind and body workouts. I mean, it's really the interaction we wanted. And it's just friends and family. So now we're ready. You're our first podcast, and we're very honored that you have us on. Thank you. And you're our first real public facing opportunity for us to tell others about this amazing platform we've created, BizExchange. So thank you. But some ways we're different. We think LinkedIn is really tired because it's not interactive enough. So guest speakers weekly, impressive people telling us, how to do X and how they became successful, etc. Another thing is our giveaways. We decided to go ahead and have a first one with friends and family over the weekend for the first 56, 57 subscribers. And we said, hey, one random subscriber to this platform is going to get $10,000 in cash. And sure enough, Hugo from DC won it, baby. It was awesome. And if you go to our social media, you can see, the phone call of us telling him and how excited he is. And we're meeting him next month with a briefcase full of cash in Virginia. And we're pumped. So another way we stand out, we want to help people by doing giveaways, not just cash, but in the future, we want to do for someone to go back for education, to become a financial advisor, or to get their broker license, or start up their business, their side gig, a little bit of capital to make their side gig their main gig. We want to help people in that way, financially. And then another way we stand out is the cold calling sessions we're going to have, and the marketing sessions we're going to have, where we come together in our Meet tab and we help each other prospect and figure out how to get to that next level. So we like to say we're a more interactive LinkedIn, and we're truly going to help people with where it matters.
I like that, man. You're giving away money already right off the bat. Who cannot be excited about that? That's already super cool. But for me, I think what makes this even better as an opportunity for entrepreneurs is I talk to a lot of different entrepreneurs, right? We've recorded over 1,100 episodes. We've talked to a lot of different people. And oftentimes I feel like entrepreneurs get overwhelmed because they do everything themselves. They're dependent on finding the new idea themselves. They're doing the work themselves. They're doing all the back end support themselves. And burnout tends to happen more than success does because you're doing it all by yourself. You guys are putting together a platform where you're going to take people who want to achieve a goal together and put them in a place where they can actually achieve that goal together. That's huge. So what are some tips that you might give entrepreneurs who are looking to find some more like-minded individuals? Obviously come to BizExchange, sign up, get yourself registered. But what are some things they can do so they're not just signing up and then kind of falling to the wayside? They're signing up and then actually achieving some of those goals that they want to achieve.
Right. I'll start, and then Grant, you finish. Number one, you always get, what you pay. You get out of something, what I'm trying to say. You have to interact. You have to post. You have to connect. You have to be part of it. You have to use it. A lot of people pay for LinkedIn Premium, like $70 a month or something or more, and they don't even log in. They don't even, post. They don't even do this or that. I mean, and it's just the same thing. You have to use it. You have to be on the Zoom calls. You have to be on this prospecting sessions. You have to be posting, direct messaging, liking, commenting. You have to be engaged and interacting. And there's already such good people in there that are very successful entrepreneurs in their own rights, and even on anyone's right on planet Earth. The people are already there. There's already people there that want to help and want to engage and want to spend some time, even if it's a quick response to a post. How did you handle this? How did I handle that? Someone's going to respond, or maybe several already, and they're going to help. So I'd say that you can't just sign up and then not use it. You can't just, subscribe and not go to the YouTube channel. And if you miss something that we recorded, you can watch it there. I mean, you just have to use it. And if you use it, I can almost guarantee you're going to make the connections and get the knowledge and maybe even the funding to take your opportunity to the next level. But just like anything else, if you don't use it, you won't find the value.
Grant, let me ask you about accountability, man, because at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest aspects of having a community around you, is to have that accountability factor. You guys keep talking about prospecting sections. I'll tell you right now, prospecting always sucks. And if you're doing it by yourself because it sucks, you're going to put it to the wayside. You're going to procrastinate. You're going to not do the one thing that's probably going to grow your business the most, because you're going to come with whatever excuse that the day throws. How's the accountability factor when you are part of a group like this of like-minded individuals?
Amazing question. Yeah, so part of what we do, like we said, is cold calling. It was part of our success as as commercial real estate brokers. You know, like locally here in Charlotte, we're one of the top firms. We were just named in 2019. We were the 10th fastest growing company in all of Charlotte, and we were the only real estate company on that list. You know, Part of that is because we put in the work. We call. We grind. We work hard. So yeah, having accountability is everything. You know, it's like Clifford and I would get in there, we'd call together. Me, other guys would get into the office, we'd sit there. We'd kind of round robin it. Everybody would take turns. Making that call. Well, not everybody has that. Not everybody has that group that they can meet in the office. So that's why we created this. So we're going to go into the meetings tab. Where we have Zoom embedded into our site. And we're going to have our Discord style chat right there as well. So, we're going to be, face to face. We're all going to be muted, and, we're going to be calling, we're going to be prospecting, whether it's, cold calling, sending out mailers, direct messaging, whatever it may be. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing it together. We're going to be, hey, I just got this objection. How should I handle that? Or, hey, I just got this deal. Or, hey, I just got this new client. So, that the accountability is everything. If I were to go out by myself, I would do it, but I wouldn't do it as much, and I wouldn't do it as officially as if I was connected to all those other people.
Dude, it is such a big difference. I remember I went to, I think it was Walmart the other day, and you go to the cash register and they're like, "Would you like to donate?" Blah blah blah, and you say yes, and then they like ring the bell, right? Ding 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 ding. I feel like that's the excitement that you get when you're with a panel of people that are there working together. Like at any given time, you have a good call, and I know when you close a deal, you are freaking pumped, man. You're like, hell yeah, this thing worked out. This was awesome. But there's nobody there to share that with you except with you guys. You got that there. You have somebody there to answer a question, to maybe give some advice or some pointers, but also to celebrate with you, to ring that bell every time you get that deal. Let me ask you about referrals then, because I'd imagine when you're starting to work with a lot of people, there's areas of expertise that you don't have that somebody else might. There's places where you can place business and still earn a little bit of money. How does the referrals work for your platform? Let's go to Clifford for this one.
Yeah, so we have a referrals tab, and that's where referrals go. I'm looking for this, or I've got this, or I need this, or this. So the tab, that's something about LinkedIn and Facebook and all these other ones. It's just a jumbled up news feed, and we have tabs where you can go and click on these different items in business that are so vital, and referrals is one of them. So already on the platform, we've got lenders, insurance brokers, residential real estate agents, commercial real estate agents. We've got attorneys. We've got all types of entrepreneurs. But we have a lot of people already in professional services that all of them have a nationwide network of people they can refer already, because of who they're affiliated with or who they work with or their company's affiliation. And so these people that are already on the site, as small as we are, 57 subscribers, just friends and family right now, already there's that network of, we have someone in DC who's in the construction world, and he needed an insurance broker. So Justin with Lideker in Charlotte was able to connect him with someone in DC. That's just an example of how the referrals work and the network works. So imagine when we have 100 people, 200, 2,000, 200,000, a million people, that referrals tab is going to literally be on fire, literally. And we cannot wait. But that's one thing that we couldn't stand about Facebook and LinkedIn. You're just scrolling, trying to find that thing that fits you, but, and speaks to you. But with us, you can just click on that tab and then connect with people about that specific topic. And referrals is a big one. I've cold called for years. I've mailed letters. I've knocked on doors. I've done drop letters on doors. I've literally just walked into businesses and asked for business. But nothing is more efficient than a warm referral. And that's what we want to give everyone the chance on this platform to receive daily.
Not just from the entrepreneur side, but from the client side. At the end of the day, we're trying to be of service as best as we possibly can to that end client, right? And if you can provide more solutions to the questions that they have in one place, that makes all the difference in the world. That client gets a customer experience like no other because all their problems get solved. And they're the ones who are going to be referring you business on a constant day-to-day basis anyways. Dude, go to this guy. This guy totally hooked me up with my mortgage. This guy handled all my insurance, right? All I went is to this one spot. They handled everything for me. And you're not necessarily one business altogether. It's not under one roof, but you're making it as easy as possible to have all those services done under one, I don't know, network umbrella, right? Essentially, that's what's going on here. So what are you getting as far as, let me ask you about the organization, because you guys talked about the different tabs. And I think that's really important because you're right. When you go to social media platforms, there's meaningful connection. You could definitely connect with people and have a great network, but to organize stuff, and this is why, Mondays or Planables or, it's Slack channels, all these things can kind of have to come into play because how do you organize this stuff? And you guys are kind of putting it in one spot. So if I'm an entrepreneur looking at your platform, what are some of the things that I can find on there to help me stay organized with my business, maintain my connections, but more importantly, handle that client at the end of the day? Grant, what do you think?
Yeah, great question, man. So yeah, we have several tabs. So we do have a home feed, so like if you want to post something that's just general, it's going to go in your home tab. We have an investing tab. So whether it's, crypto, stocks, anything like that, if you only want to see investing knowledge, it's there. Then next to that, we have our real estate tab. So that's any and everything real estate, real estate investing, deals, brokerage, everything real estate goes there. Beside that, I believe we have our content tab. So if you only want to see content, like if you only want to see podcasts and, YouTube videos and things like that, it's going to go there. And then we have our referrals tab, which we just spoke on, give and receive referrals. And then I believe we have our mind and body tab. And our mind and body tab, I think, is something that's super important because, as business people, as entrepreneurs, just as individuals in general, our health, mental and physical health is something that, I feel like we all neglect a little bit, especially me, because like when you're starting a business, you have kids, all these things, life gets in the way. Well, how much more can it help you if hey, this guy has, 3, 4, 5 kids, he runs 2 businesses and he got out and he ran 3 miles today. Or like, hey, he took 10,000 steps today, and this is going on in his life. To me, it helps so much to know that like there are other people out there that struggle just as much as you to get up and, work out and, do the right things and eat healthy. Well, now we can share that with each other and, like I said, keep each other accountable.
And it lights a fire under your butt. I don't know. I've met a lot of entrepreneurs and almost all of them are competitive, right? They want to win. And if they look over and you're like, this guy's got 2 businesses, married 2 kids, and he got up and ran. Oh, dude, I better get up and do my thing. Like that, again, the accountability factor is vitally important. I'm glad you guys have that mindset and that health thing because I think it's a part of entrepreneurship they don't really tell you about. But keeping your mind straight, keeping your body like in good health, that's where you have the energy that you need in order to continue through the onslaught of no's and the struggles and the problems that come up in your business. You just have to have the energy to keep going forward. And then that mental aspect of it, because let's just face it, you're putting out fires all day long. And even though you're creating the fires half the time, then you got to put them out and solve them and create a process. That stuff can weigh on you for sure. So what are some problems that you're seeing as entrepreneurs kind of start working towards that financial freedom? What are some things that you've seen that maybe they need to overcome? Some problems that you see on a regular basis that kind of inspired you to put this network together. Let's go with Clifford for this one.
Yeah, some things that, and mostly I can only attest to my own personal life, right? And so, I've got 5 children. My oldest is 7. got a wonderful wife that I love spending time with. I've got an awesome house and things that I want to be doing and around every day. Kids, the house, my wife, all this stuff. And sometimes it's just, especially with COVID and working from home, it's just easier to not grind or put in the effort like pre-COVID. I mean, it just is. Almost everyone I talk to, even if they won't admit it, directly, they just don't. Not everyone has that same fire and passion to get up and get at it all day, every day, because it seems like there's a lot more distractions now. Working from home, or you took over more responsibilities during COVID because you were home, more DIY projects, maybe helping with the kids more. I mean, there's just so many distractions in this world, and it seems like during COVID we got more distractions. I don't know how, but it's the biggest hurdle that I've seen in my own personal life, and then others I've talked to every day, like Grant and several other entrepreneurs, is staying on task and being the most efficient with the time you have, because it almost feels like we have less time for some reason. And maybe we're in some weird vortex or a bunch of conspiracy theories, but it just almost feels like we have less time in the day than we used to have. And maybe that's just, us getting older and having more kids or having more responsibilities or more bills to pay or more investments or more businesses. Nonetheless, just there's only 24 hours in a day. And we're pulled in a lot of directions as entrepreneurs, and what is it that keeps us laser focused on the things that are revenue generating and going to create legacy and wealth? That's probably the hardest thing. There's just a lot of distractions out there, and how can we keep each other laser focused? I think that's a big problem today that we are aiming to solve and help with BizExchange.
Oh, dude, it is so tough. ADHD or whatever you want to call it, that shiny object, ooh, look, a bird. Like, that stuff happens all the time. I know I personally get distracted like there's no tomorrow. Sometimes it's even trying to really focusing your attention within your business. Like, there's so many different verticals that you can go in. Just focus on the one, be successful on the one first, and then you can kind of attack some of these other ones. They just look so pretty sometimes. You got to go after them. No, stay focused. And I think that's what the network is going to help you do. When you get on these prospecting calls, when you get on these accountability places, those are the people who are like bringing you back in. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea for later. Right now, you need to get back on this, right? And that to me, that's super helpful. What about balance? I always bring up that word with entrepreneurs, and I feel like it's almost a 4-letter word, because I don't feel, my personal opinion is it doesn't really exist. But what advice would you guys give to entrepreneurs trying to balance the need to grow their business, but also protect their personal time and their well-being? I mean, 5 kids, a wife, that's some time that needs to be placed over there. But your business needs some of that attention too, right? Grant, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Excellent question again. I don't have 5, but I've got 2 little girls myself, and then a son on the way. But yeah, man, I think it was Grant Cardone just said it. Work-life balance. I think he called it like work-life meshing or something like that. I don't remember. But he was like, it all needs to be one. Like you can work while also spending time with your family. So for me, I try to spend as much time with my family as possible. I try to put my phone down as much as possible. Because like you have to have that time. You grind when you can, and then you put it away while you can. Because I mean, you can grind. Okay, you finally get there. Your kids are 14, 15, 16. And at that point, when you're ready to spend time with them, I mean, they don't want to spend time with you anymore. They're teenagers. So I saw this the other day too. It was like you only get like 13, 14 summers with your kids when they actually want to be around you. And I was like, I kind of got taken back by that for a second. I was like, wow, like that really hits deep, like you really have to make the most out of your time. The biggest thing I could say is, just like build a life that, you can incorporate your kids in, like right before we got on this call, like I had my daughter sitting next to me at my desk, and she's like working with me. She's got a little play laptop. I'm on my laptop, like, just stuff like that. Like if I'm taking notes, she's taking notes on her notepad. Like just let your kids be included in as much as you can. Like during your lunch, take your wife to lunch, eat with your kids, like whatever. Just try to incorporate, your family and your work as much as possible.
Yeah, well, I think we often forget that the only reason we're going to work is so we can spend time with our kids, right? At the end of the day, that's the whole point. We want that freedom, and we're not living a life for our business. Our business is supposed to be doing its thing for our life, right? And I think we often forget that because the grind and the goal to get that thing done is so intense that we forget what we're doing it for. What about you, Clifford? I want to kind of go back to you because man, 5 kids and a wife, that's a lot of work. How do you balance it out, or how do you see it?
Hey, man, I agree with what Grant said. Balance is not really an option to be successful and be a good husband and good father and good friend. It really isn't. It's almost impossible. I think it's getting really crafty, like Grant said, in different ways to make sure that your wife still likes you because she's going to love you. She's got kids with you, so it's like inevitable. She's going to love you, for a long time probably, but like you. Does she want to date you?
Mm-hmm.
It's mixing in like those lunch dates and those dinner dates and putting yourself in a position with a nanny or with someone, a family member, to make sure you're still dating your wife and squeezing that in as much as you can. And then it's with the kids, getting them involved in as much as possible. And be, when you're there with them, be all the way there with them. And I will say that comes later a lot easier than in the beginning. I will say that in the very beginning, I didn't have that advice, and I had a partner, my wife, who understood, hey man, to reach our financial goals, you need to grind. I will make sure these kids are well taken care of, and that you and I are still, and I still love you, even though you're grinding your tail off. But you need to grind. And in the beginning, to have that teammate that understood that and then stuck to her word, saying that, hey, I'm still going to like you and love you, even if as hard as you grind. But in the beginning, you got to grind. You know, that was amazing. But in the beginning, very beginning, a startup or investment or whatever, I do think that there's not going to be balance. I think the business has to come first for a time period, and it's going to be difficult, and you get crafty by having less sleep and working while they sleep, and while the kids take naps, you're working. When your wife, is sneaking away for something for an hour, you're just grinding. But I think to really reach your financial goals, there is a time period, especially in the beginning, if you do it right, where there's no balance. It's really sacrifice on the personal side. And then once you have that cash flow, or you have that residual income or that investment income, or you have leverage time with employees or, technology. There's so many ways. But once those pieces start falling into place, that's when, and you're making money when you're not working, that's when you get a little time back, and then a little more, and hire more employees and get a little more time back and time back. So my life was, the first few years I grinded. I mean, every second that I wasn't with my wife and kids, I was grinding. And then sometimes when I was with them, I was grinding. And then once I learned how to leverage time, other people, investments, cash, etc., that's when I started gaining some of that time back. And so I'd say that everything that Grant says is correct, but with the caveat that in the beginning, if you're really not obsessed with the new baby, the business or whatever it is, it's going to be a lot more difficult to reach your financial goals faster. Is my opinion, anyways.
Boys, that's just reality at the end of the day, right? We want to build something, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit, and hopefully the sacrifice and the investments that you make end up paying off, but you're doing it because you're trying to buy yourself some more of this time. And that's the whole idea, is get the work in, get the focus in, especially when you only have those couple hours in the day. I feel like you're right, by the way, Cliff. Like there's something going on. It's 24 hours, but it sure as hell don't feel like 24 hours. Because in my day, I'm finding like 1 hour here, an hour and a half here, 30 minutes over here. But if I can have the focus to do the work that I need to get done, the actual dollar producing activities, then those are valuable 30 minutes here, hour here, 45 minutes there that can take you leaps and bounds in your business if you can maintain that focus. And what you guys have in this network here allows people to come in and utilize their time effectively because they have eyes on them, they have ears on them, there's accountability there, and you have all the necessary resources you need, other individuals, other entrepreneurs going in that same direction. I got you guys' social here scrolling across on the bottom here. For those of you who aren't watching, one of them is at BizExchange Network. The other one is Grant A. Stevens, and the other one is the blank guy, right?
That's right.
That's the blank guy, right? The blank guy. So you guys can follow these guys on social. Make sure you guys check out the network itself, bizexchange.network. I want to make sure I give you guys some final thoughts before we head out. Who wants to hit some final thoughts first?
Clifford, you need to go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I want everyone listening to this to think about this. Imagine if you were one of the early adopters and influencers on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We want to open this up to everyone who could possibly be one of those early adopters of BizExchange. Like I said, we're just on the ground floor. We're about to scale up. We're about to push hard on marketing. We're about to do some incredible events and things to really grow this. But imagine if one of you listening today were an early adopter or an influencer, and what that might mean in a few years. We would be honored. So please message us. Let's talk more. Sign up for the platform, and we really do want to help each other, succeed in life and the business. So that's my final thought.
Boom, Grant.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like Clifford said, we feel like we are going to be the next big, social media networking platform. LinkedIn has, hundreds of millions of users. Their gross revenue is like $15 billion. We are going to compete with LinkedIn. We are going to be the next big thing. And, we want to help people. We want to pay off college tuition. We want to pay off mortgages. We want to give, host Shark Tank funding events. We want to, help people, in a way that, we weren't helped, coming up. We want to help so many people, and, just please check it out. And like Clifford said, we're going to have millions of users one day. Get in on the ground floor now while you can.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Business is not a solo sport. Yeah, you can have a business all by yourself, but really, you're just owning a job. It's not until you partner with like-minded individuals, people who are going to help you take your business to that next level. That's when things really start to take off. That's where you get scalability. That's where you get growth. And that's what you're going to be able to find at the bizexchange.network. Make sure you guys go over there, sign up, find other people who are thinking just like you do. Because I get it. It's tough. You had a great idea. You have this beautiful vision for a company. And then you go share it with the person you love the most. They don't see the same vision you do, and they're shooting you down. Now, they're not doing it because they hate you. They're doing it because they love you. They just don't see the vision that you see. You need people who are on the same path, and you're going to find those at bizexchange.network. So make sure you guys check it out. Grant, Clifford, thank you very much for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. And we're out.
Peace.
It's over. Go home. Is your business in need of marketing? Try starting a podcast. But not just any podcast. Podcast like a pro. We can show you how to take your business from being invisible to becoming a brand people trust. Go to www.businessbros.biz to get started today.